Port Charles has never been a quiet town, but as the week unfolds, tension crackles in the air like a storm gathering over the harbor. 3 stories, each simmering with secrets, guilt, and resolve, intertwine to push the canvas in unexpected directions. Alexis, Trina, and Marco all stand at crossroads they didn't ask for but can no longer avoid. And the choices they make now will echo across Port Charles for weeks to come. Alexis seeks Felicia's insight. Alexis Davis has always prided herself on being rational, analytical, and just a step ahead of the chaos. But even she can admit, if only to herself, that she's in over her head this time. After a restless night spent packing her living room and ignoring 3 missed calls from Diane, Alexis finally does what she should have done days ago. She reaches out to Felicia Scorpio. Felicia may not be a lawyer, but she has a keen sense for people, secrets, and the shadows where truth hides. When Alexis shows up at the Metro Court, Felicia can tell immediately something big is weighing her down. "Coffee," Felicia offers gently. "Better make it strong," Alexis replies with a humorless smile. As they settle into a quiet corner, Alexis recounts the situation, carefully, cautiously, and with the kind of measured tone that suggests she's revealing only the tip of a very large iceberg. Felicia listens, her expression shifting between concern and curiosity. She asks questions, the right questions, the pointed questions. When Alexis finally runs out of words, Felicia reaches across the table and takes her hand. "You're doing what you always do," Felicia says, "trying to carry a burden alone because you believe you're the only one who can." Alexis looks away, her throat tight. She hates how seen she feels. Felicia squeezes her hand. "You don't have to protect everyone at your own expense. Sometimes the truth is messy, sometimes it's painful, but sometimes it's the only thing that sets you free." Alexis blinks hard but nods slowly. It's not the answer she expected, but it's the one she needed. As she leaves the Metro Court, she feels a sense of resolve settling over her. The path ahead won't be easy, but at least she finally knows which direction she's heading. Trina wants to confess. Across town, Trina Robinson is unraveling. The weight of what happened, what she did, or what she believes she did, sits heavy on her chest. She's replayed the events 1,000 times, each loop more distorted with guilt than the last. Every time she sees her friends or looks into her mother's eyes, she feels the pressure tightening around her ribs. Finally, she can't take it anymore. She goes to Jocelyn's dorm room because she knows Joss will be honest, brutally if necessary. As soon as Joss opens the door, she sees the tears swimming in Trina's eyes. "Oh my God," Joss whispers, pulling her inside. "What happened?" Trina doesn't sit. She paces. Her words tumble out in a rush, her fear, her guilt, the secret she's been trying desperately to keep down. Joss listens, interrupted only by shocked gasps and the occasional, "Trina, no." When Trina finally stops talking, she stands completely still, as though waiting for a verdict. "I have to confess," Trina says at last, her voice breaking. "It's the only way. I can't live like this." Joss grabs her shoulders. "Hold on. You need to slow down. Think this through. You might be blaming yourself for something that wasn't your fault." "But what if it was my fault?" Trina whispers. "What if someone gets hurt because I was too afraid to speak up?" Joss softens. "Then we'll deal with it, together. But don't rush to throw yourself into a fire without making sure it's the right fire." Trina lets out a shaky breath, but her mind is made up. She's going to the PCPD. She doesn't know what will come of it, but she knows she can't hide anymore. What she doesn't know, what no one knows, is that her confession might set off a chain reaction no one sees coming. Marco faces a life-changing decision. Down at the Port Charles docks, Marco Santos stands staring out at the water as the sun dips low in the sky. The salty wind whips at his jacket, but he barely feels it. His mind is elsewhere, trapped between loyalty and self-preservation. Marco came to Port Charles with a mission, a purpose, a debt he promised to repay to the wrong people who do not appreciate failure. But things have changed. He's met people here, good people who made him question everything he thought he knew about loyalty, power, and the life he was raised in. and now the time has come to choose. If he follows through with the job he was sent to do, he risks hurting someone he's come to care about. Someone who doesn't deserve to be caught in the crossfire of old debts and old enemies. But if he backs out, if he runs, those same enemies won't hesitate to come for him, maybe even come for anyone connected to him. Footsteps echo behind him. Marco tenses, expecting trouble, but relaxes when he sees Anna Devane approaching. She gives him a steady, probing look, the kind she uses when she already knows half the truth and is waiting for someone to fill in the rest. "You've been on my radar," Anna says simply, "and from what I can tell, you're at a crossroads." Marco forces a smirk. "You could say that." "You're not a bad man," Anna continues, "but you're standing on a dangerous line. Whatever choice you're debating, you need to make the one you can live with." Marco exhales slowly as she walks away. Anna's words echo in his mind. He turns back to the water and closes his eyes. He already knows what he has to do, even if it costs him everything. 3 lives, 1 storm brewing. As night falls over Port Charles, Alexis drives toward a confrontation she can no longer avoid. Trina steps into the PCPD lobby with her confession trembling on her lips, and Marco disappears into the shadows, ready to break ranks with the people who once owned him. 3 choices, 3 hearts, 3 ticking time bombs. And when they go off, because they will, Port Charles will never be the same.